Hey geeks, this is Allison Lee from New Hampshire. When I'm not sinking hours into Disney research for my upcoming Halloween-themed Disney honeymoon, or obsessively rebooking my dining and FastPass reservations, I'm going geekin' on Walt Disney World with Kurt and the whole Geekin' family.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Hey, Disney World geeks. This week I'm chatting with Super Geek Jamie Givens, whose husband flies her down to Disney World for an adult-only trip on episode 302 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Mama, Auntie Judy, Soul Sister Holly, cousins Jen and EJ, and our Geekin' family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show. Geeky Disney people are awesome, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. And we take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family. So come join us and share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. Your vacation is important. Rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Time with the family. I believe so much that you need to make that vacation time with your family a priority in your life. And the number one tip we hear from our Geekin' family super geeks is that you need to plan before you go to Walt Disney World. You just can't wing it. Are you on a quest to conquer Disney World? Well, when you're up against Disney World, you need the Force, like Luke Skywalker used to conquer the dark side. And Disney World has villains like Darth Vader. They got too much crowds and lots of complicated choices, so every hero needs a guide. Luke had Obi-Wan and Yoda, and you got Mama, Judy, Jennifer, EJ, and me. We would love to be your guides. We help people book and plan Disney trips. We're Disney travel experts, and we're independent travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency, so let our team explain it all to you and help you plan a great trip with fast passes, dining reservations, and tips on the best rooms and resorts in Disney World. Hey geeks! This week I'm chatting with Jamie Givens about her trip to Disney World, where her husband flies her down for a romantic mom and dad trip. Yeah, adults spending time down at Disney World. I love it. Jamie is a Patreon supporter of the podcast, and she's also a recent new travel client of ours. She's been working with Mama on a trip, and she's going to be going down for the G3, I think, with a friend of hers. So we're excited to meet Jamie. But for right now, let's talk about this trip report. She did an awesome job telling us all of the highlights of her recent trips. And yeah, her husband flies her. How cool is that to privately fly down to Disney World? So you'll hear all about that. And no, she can't use Magical Express when they do that, as you can imagine. So you hear about the airport they fly in, how they get on over to Disney World, and they stay at the Pop Century Resort. They talk about some mobile ordering over at the resort. Yeah, you can use mobile ordering now at the resort, so that's cool. Talking food, La Hacienda de San Angel, a recent favorite of the geeks, the California Grill. She gets lots of tips from our podcast, I could tell right away. Mama Melrose, another one we've been hearing good reports from. Ohana, which is my number one. And I'm always excited when my geeks get a chance to check it out too and also enjoy it. Another one, my number two restaurant, Boma. And one of the ones I think that's a great hidden treat over at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom has so many great restaurants, but Tusker House. She talks about doing lounges, which is great. Not only to do lounges for a few drinks, but to try the food, spend your lunches at the lounges. And Nomad Lounge is an awesome choice. And I love hearing about Trader Sam's. They spent some time outside on the Tiki Terrace over at the Polynesian Resort. Some drinks in Italy. Oh, another one of my favorite. I know I was chatting with Jamie when she was down in World Showcase. She did that wine tour, but she also spent some time in one of my favorite places of all time, the Tutto Gusto wine cellar. She has an interesting moment on Space Mountain while she's going through the People Mover, and the lights are on in the People Mover. Awesome. Rope dropping Flight of Passage. Yes, giving us tips on what's it like to rope drop when you're going to Animal Kingdom and trying to get on the Flight of Passage if you don't have a fast pass. And we're getting some good reports on that. Some pixie dust stories. What was overrated and underrated in her opinion. She does the happily ever after dessert party, so it's got some great tips for that. We're talking a little bit about the Halloween party that she's got coming up. She talks about some of the must-dos for kids and must-dos for adults. I love getting that perspective from you guys. And she does have a miss on room service. We don't talk about ordering room service back at the room very much, but you can do it, of course, but we don't hear much about that. She actually has a miscue on that. She talks about what she would do next time different when she goes down, and she's got some great tips for newbies, especially a great fast pass tips. Well, now let's gas up our airplane, enjoy the bright blue skies, and fly into Disney World with our own private plane for some adult-only time, tasting great food, wine, and experiencing the relaxing lounges of Walt Disney World. Well, I usually don't do Monday recordings as a rule, but I was excited to bring on my next guest, and I got myself, Lindsay went out and picked me up some of my favorite Walt Disney World wine. So on Monday, I'm having a glass of Walt Disney World wine, and it is the Jam Jar, the sweet Shiraz from, where is that from? That's a South African wine. I think I first learned about this. And so I'm in the mood. I'm ready to do a trip report. I hope you guys are too. Let's bring her on. On her first Disney trip in 1989 at 6 years old, she went on the studio backlot tour, and she was traumatized along with her 3-year-old brother for years. And once she had dinner on stage at the Indiana Jones stunt show as part of a conference event. And ever since their visit to Garden Grill, Mickey is watching her. Well, we'll have to ask her about all of these. And let's please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Jamie Givens. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Kurt. Hi, Geeks.
How are you doing here on a Monday in the middle of summer?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm great. And I want to first start off by thanking you for becoming a Patreon supporter for the podcast. That always excites me. And I'm sure I reached out to say thank you and invite you to do a trip report.
Absolutely. I've been getting a lot out of listening to the podcast and being a member of the Facebook community. And so I just wanted to help support you in whatever way I could.
That is so nice. And I just love that. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have people listen, but it's another to also donate to the show. So that is super awesome. Any content creator really loves that. So, all right. Well, you go to Disney. You have an annual pass, don't you?
We do.
You're getting some good use out of it?
We are. We're kind of burning it.
Right. That's a good way to say it. Jamie, where are you from? I sense a Southern accent.
You'd be correct. I'm from Warner Robins, Georgia. I'm originally I lived in Texas for the first part of my life and moved here, and I've been here most of my life. So nice. I know you can hear the Southern accent.
I love it. When Mom and I first met, we worked in customer service in a bearing manufacturer. We had several Southern plants when I first got out of college. And at first I couldn't understand some of them had a real, dark, deep accent. But and I know I'm from the northeast, so I've got an accent, I'm sure too. But anyways, it's so fun to talk to you, and so we're going to talk. I think we're going to focus in on one of your trips, and then maybe bring in some of the fun stuff from some of the other trips. That sounds great to me.
Sounds good to me. All
right. Well, tell me your history for Disney World. What's been going on there since 1989? Let's talk about these facts. What happened on the studio backlot tour?
Well, so my parents we had some good family friends that I think they may have been annual pass holders at the time, or may have been, I don't know if they were, I don't even know if DVC existed at that point, but they invited our family to go. And I think MGM then had just opened not long before that. And my brother and I really hadn't been on a whole lot of different rides. And so, thrill type rides or what have you. But they told my parents, oh, let's go on this backlot, tour. It'll be really fun. And so we're on there, innocent and had no idea what was going to happen. And then you rounded the corner and they started saying things were going wrong, and the fire went off, and the water and the tour boat or bus or whatever it was, I can't even remember, was rocking, and my brother and I were just screaming and crying. And so after that, I wasn't much for thrill rides of any kind. So that was kind of my experience there with that. But we had lots of other great experiences on that trip too. So
that's when they had the catastrophe, like all the water coming after your tram.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I always like that. And then you went to a conference. I had an interesting conference event too, where we went back. I don't know if it's not really, not more like on stage at the American Pavilion, and we had a dinner and award ceremony there. And then after that ceremony, so they closed the pavilion just for us, and then escorted us over to a place to watch Illuminations. It was unfortunately raining, but that was kind of a unique event. They bust us out behind that. So this is cool. You were at the Indiana Jones stunt show. What was the conference that you went to?
I'm in the medical field, and we were at a conference for the electronic medical records service that we had just kind of adopted into our office practice. And they had it at I don't know if it was the Swan or the Dolphin, but we were there. They took us over one evening for kind of a surprise event. I got all excited and thought we were going to get to ride rides. Of course, everything was closing by that point.
Yeah.
They took us, they did the Indiana Jones stunt show, and at the end of the show they invited everybody down onto the stage, and they had everything all decorated. It was really, really cool and a unique experience. So
awesome.
It was a neat thing to get to do.
Well, there's a special place in my heart for all the conference events. That's how I started going to Disney World. So I'd love to hear that. And then what went on with Mickey Mouse at Garden Grill?
So I think it was when we went in March, it was my husband and I, and we have a son. He's going to be 3 soon, but he was about 2.5 at the time. And we have some good friends that have a younger son as well. And so we all went to Garden Grill. The characters had come around, and we were waiting on a signature from, I think it was Dale. I can't remember. I wrote it down, but Mickey came by, and I don't think he recognized us, and he tried to grab the book that my son had and wanted to sign it again. Mm-hmm. I grabbed the book back and said, no. And so after that, Mickey was pointing to his eyes and pointing at me and giving me the, indication that he was not happy, shaking his finger. And so I guess I'm on Mickey's bad list.
I was going to say, Jamie, that's not a good thing to get in trouble with the boss.
No, it's not, but hopefully he'll forgive me.
You were not thinking there.
I was not.
Good fun. Mickey's great at the Garden Grill. It's a great place to see him for sure. That's a favorite of ours. All right. Well, let's talk about a little bit of this. Who went on this March trip? Oh, no, I'm talking. Which one are we talking about? July.
July, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So who's in the family unit?
So for this specific trip in July, it was just myself and my husband, and we left our son at home. So we wanted to get a little bit of time to get to ride all the coasters and not have to ride or swap or anything like that. Have some time at the lounges. And
good for you. Hey, you're talking my language, Jamie. I'm glad. This sounds like fun. Well, you got a very unique way that you transport to Disney World.
Right.
Tell me about it.
We have a single engine Piper aircraft that my husband pilots. That was kind of part of the reason I was able to convince him to get the annual passes is he knew it would kind of be another reason to fly us places. And so
hey Jamie, I love how my Disney moms work on their husbands to get them to take them to Disney World. There's no end to the schemes that are going on out there.
Whatever it takes.
I love it. I love the creativity.
Oh yeah. So
nice.
we fly. It's not into the Orlando airport that the big aircraft fly into.
Sure.
It's to the airport. It's called the Kissimmee Gateway Airport.
Yeah.
We fly into there, and so it all depends on how they direct your flight pattern. But one time we actually were able to fly directly over the parks and get some photos. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Did you have a good view then from where you were in their little Piper Cub?
We did.
Nice.
We
That's awesome.
Got a great view.
I love it. That is so unique. So once you get there, how do you get to the parks from that airport? They don't have any Magical Express, do they?
There's no Magical Express, unfortunately. But we park at a facility called Odyssey Aviation, and when you fly in, my husband Byron's communicating with them, and they've already decided where he's going to park and everything. So they'll have, if we rent a car, which is kind of the easier way to go about it.
Okay.
They'll have the car out there waiting for you, and so you just unload the plane and get in the car and drive out. So it's pretty convenient to be able to do that once he's done all his post-flight stuff that he has to take care of.
Are you renting the plane? Can you leave it there for a week?
You can leave it. I asked him, and he said he couldn't remember exactly how much they charge per day, but it's not too bad that they charge. And then if you get fuel from them, they'll waive the first day's fees. So we saw the first time we flew down there, we saw a big country artist had his plane out there in the front because he had done a concert. So that was kind of neat to see. But
oh, do you remember which one it was?
I can't remember right now, of course.
I love country music too. I love all kinds of music, but that is awesome. Yeah. I love you're the first one to talk about that. So that is really cool. All right. Let's see. Where did we stay in July?
So in July, we stayed at Pop Century.
All right.
We really enjoyed it. So I was excited to get to stay there and check it out.
Where do you usually stay, or where's your favorite places to stay when you go down?
Well, on our first trip, we stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort, and I think it was so large. We were really far away from the main area.
Yeah.
And then all the bus stops, I was just kind of not as crazy about that because I felt like we did spend a lot of time waiting on transportation there.
Okay. Yeah.
And so after we got the annual passes, we kind of tried to convince ourselves that we should stay off property to save money. And so we did that a couple of times. And then this trip, after staying at Pop Century, for sure want to stay on property
all
every
right.
time after that.
Oh, good. So, all right. What convinced you to stay, or, what are you liking about Pop Century then?
I really liked the bus stop there. It's just that one single bus area is easy to get to through the main hall.
Absolutely.
And the rooms were really comfortable. I mean, I think I had been kind of not afraid, but, concerned about staying at a quote unquote value resort. But we were very comfortable in our room, and I really liked it a lot.
Outstanding. I'm staying there myself this coming October. Did you try any of the food there?
We did a little bit. We got coffee in the morning, and then we tried to take like our own breakfast. But one day we just decided to get a breakfast sandwich. So we did that. But the I don't know, it's like a cafeteria style in there, and it's a little bit overwhelming if you just walk in. So we definitely took advantage of the mobile ordering for that. So that was really helpful to do.
All right. How many nights are we doing this trip?
We were there for 2 nights only. So no, 3. It was 3 nights.
All right. Yeah. How about the pool? Did you try out the pool?
We did. We tried the pool out, and it was cute. We don't really plan our trips based on the pool because, unfortunately, I guess for us, the nice thing about having the annual passes and living close is that we can make lots of trips, but we're trying to kind of do them over the weekend. And I'm kind of one of those that I want to be at the park all the time when I'm down there. So
I know you're kind.
Think about the pool, but we never really get to go. So this was actually the first time we've even gotten into the pool when we've been in Disney World. So,
is it nice when you finally take a little bit of a break from that constant going to the parks?
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And we did take a little bit more of advantage of that on our own terms versus, when our child needed a nap and we had to go back and rest, this time. So that was good.
I see you used mobile ordering. You're saying it's a must. Was that overall mobile ordering, or was that at the resort?
That was at the resort for sure, just because when we went, and I know I've heard on different podcasts you've talked about all the big tour groups. There were some big tour groups down there when we were down there. So a lot of them were staying at Pop and,
Sure.
and various other places. So that was one reason we used the mobile ordering. I don't think we used mobile ordering otherwise on this trip, but we have done it on other trips before in the parks. So,
Nice.
but it was very easy at Pop because they just had one central spot where you went for mobile ordering no matter what you got. So.
Yeah, for everybody, don't forget. So mobile ordering has been coming online, different restaurants, but now the resorts are showing up on mobile ordering. So that's cool. I mean, you can just be laying in your bed going, order up and go head on over
Absolutely.
there. So convenient. I love it. Well, you listen to the podcast, Jamie. So what do we like to talk the most about?
Food.
That's it. Are you a foodie?
I think so.
Do you go for the food, especially when you're going with just your adult trip? I think that's an attraction in and of itself in my mind.
For sure.
All right, and very first one I'm looking here on your list is one that just keeps popping up. This is like divine intervention, I think, for me. And I don't have it booked in my next two trips. I don't, mom ate there. She wasn't all that crazy about it, but everyone I'm talking to loves it. So I don't listen to her opinion half the time. Oh, the La Hacienda de San Angel. What'd you think of that one?
We loved it. We
Great.
booked it mainly because of the view of illuminations to be able to see the fireworks show through the windows.
Okay.
And that was really, really neat.
Nice.
But I know I had heard EJ and others talk about La Hacienda de San Angel and
Yes.
wanted to try it too. So we were super impressed.
We're starting to come up with these geek and family laws. This one's starting to fit in there. I gotta do a poll or start doing some voting, but this one is really inching its way up there on the favorites list. What'd you have there that stood out for you?
Well, I'm going to say the top thing to me was this Pina Loca margarita that they have there, which that wasn't food, but it was the drink. So it's part of the experience.
You're
And
talking my language.
amazing.
Are you trying to get on my good side?
Maybe.
What's the Pina Loca margarita?
So it was a pineapple margarita. It had like a smoky kind of salt around the edge.
Yeah.
And my husband doesn't even like
Yeah.
any kind of sweet drinks like that.
Yeah.
And he was crazy about it too.
Oh, is it frozen? Or-
It wasn't. That's what I was going to say. Unfortunately, it was not frozen for you because I know you're more of a frozen margarita. But I think
Yeah.
it's one you should definitely check out.
I think, yeah. I am. I can't say something I'm not, because I do like the frozen drinks. And we had one down at the beach in the Connecticut Shore. That was pretty good, by the way. We had a frozen, funny, it was a raspberry lemonade frozen drink. I was like, wow, just like the one I like in Magic Kingdom that's not alcoholic. But anyways,
Yep.
I digress. This sounds really good. Did you like it?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We really did. It was very good.
I love hearing I like hearing new margaritas. I'm kind of partial to my frozen lime margarita, as you know, but this is a good thing. All these different kinds.
Yeah.
All right. What else would you? Well, did you have any food?
We did have a little bit of food with the margaritas. So we had kind of eaten a little bit before we got there. And so we decided to split an entree, but they had a pork belly special appetizer. I don't remember the specific name of it, but they mentioned it when they came out and it was really, really good.
Nice. Love
The
pork.
queso fundido was delicious.
What is that? Is that like a cheese thing? Obviously, right?
Yeah, it was more just like a melted cheese, but not like a runny. I don't know. Our Mexican restaurants around here, which I know that's not what we were at, but have the runny white cheese. And this was more of just kind of almost like a baked cheese in a dish. And so it was quite tasty.
I love that. I love that.
And then we had the costillas. I'm going to totally mess up how I say it. In salsa de chile, and that was great. You sound very American there.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I'll have EJ help us out someday.
Yeah.
Nice.
She'll have to translate. The beans were so good that came with that meal. So
nice.
we really enjoyed it. And then we did have we tried the flan as well. So, and that was tasty.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you ate before you went there. Sounds like you had plenty of food.
Well, yeah, that's right. You're not going to go hungry.
I love Mexican food. That's, yes. Oh my gosh. It's funny. I had the choice. I had my pick to choose, and Mom was like, she tries to influence me on my choice that I get to choose one for every trip. One of the ones that's intrigued me is the Spice Road table on the other side of the lake in Morocco, because it was just one of these ones that opened up that I never tried before. And I don't see a lot of people going there, although people on the podcast have been saying that it's good. So I want to try that for a recon for the podcast. I was in battle in my head between these two. So this is making it even tougher, but maybe I got to do both. I got to figure out, you got to teach, you guys, all the ladies got to teach me your schemes so I can. All right.
That's right.
How about, you did a date night. Where did you do? I think this is a great place for a date night.
Right. So on a previous trip, the part of the reason we took a trip in March after our first trip in February was because of our anniversary. So we kind of used it as I used it as an excuse for our anniversary to go back to Disney World.
Yes.
So we did take our son was with us that time. Our friends offered to keep him that night. So we were able to go try out California Grill.
Oh, first time.
And we were super impressed with California Grill for sure.
What'd you like there?
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we tried the charcuterie board.
Yeah.
So I guess in my experience with the charcuterie boards, and maybe this isn't the way it really is, but there's usually cheese on the board, but this did not have any cheese. It was all meat.
Interesting. I guess they have, maybe technically in connoisseurs of charcuterie boards, there's different kinds.
Right.
I know what you mean. It should be both, right?
Right. It was really good. And there was a variety of meats that we probably we have normally tried those specifically on their own, but we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we had some great wine, of course. I think they have just a huge wine menu.
Did you enjoy your wine?
Partook. We did.
Excellent.
And then my husband ordered a steak, and he was a little bit skeptical because usually he likes them on more the rare side, and they usually, cook them a little more well done, different restaurants. But he was very, very impressed with the way that it was prepared.
Awesome.
I had a sea bass dish that I think is on the menu all the time.
Yeah.
We may have had a dessert. I don't remember if we had any kind of dessert. I wanted to book it because I wanted to get to do the happily ever after fireworks from the viewing deck up there.
Yeah.
So we got to see the sunset through the windows, which was magical.
Absolutely.
And then we were able to go out on the deck and see kind of the end of the water parade and then the fireworks show. And so that was a great memorable end to our anniversary evening. Oh,
wow. The electrical water parade went by before the fireworks?
It did.
All right.
It did, so.
That little bugger, he's sneaky. I always expect him to be late at night because I've stayed at the Bay Lake Tower. I'll never forget. We went for our 25th wedding anniversary trip. We had a 2-bedroom at the Bay Lake Tower, and my boys were sleeping in the living room. And I think I was up. They were laying in kind of the couches kind of thing. And the electric water pageant goes by, and you'd think the windows were open. That thing is so loud. But it was after the fireworks, like 10-ish. I remember it was kind of later at night. So you went, what time was dinner?
I want to say we had a reservation maybe like 7:30.
Yeah, so you
I
timed it.
I can't remember exactly, but we got there a little bit early, and they went ahead and sat us, and we just kind of told them we're not in a hurry. We want to sit here and enjoy ourselves, and they didn't have any problem letting us do that. So.
Did you finish dinner before the fireworks started?
We did finish dinner before the fireworks started. Yes.
All right. Because for anyone listening, if you go there earlier than that and you have your receipt, you can go back up, show them the receipt, go up the elevator, and then you can watch the fireworks. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to time it perfectly, but Jamie knows what she's doing. She did that. All right. What's another good place for dinner?
I guess one place, I know I've heard a little bit talk about it on the podcast. We were really impressed on our first trip when we went to Mama Melrose. And that was actually lunch for us. But it was kind of one of the places that really stood out. We got the Fantasmic dining package that we were on the dining plan on that trip. It was a little bit of heavy food, eating Italian food and being out in the hot day. But It was also really good, and we really enjoyed it a lot.
I'm glad to hear that. We don't hear this one a lot, but I can't say I've heard anything bad. And I love Italian food, so I love hearing this. And this is not one that's talked about. It's kind of tucked out in the back there of Hollywood Studios, right?
Right. And I guess I'm not really sure on the landscape of everything, but isn't it going to be kind of close to where the Galaxy's Edge is going to be opening?
True enough.
There? So
True enough.
It'll be kind of maybe more traffic.
More traffic,
soon.
yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I'm glad to hear Mama Melrose got some love there. That's awesome. Okay, tell me some more good ones.
So we went to Ohana on our June trip that we went with our friends, and I had to try it after hearing so much talk about it.
Oh boy, here it comes. Get ready, gang.
And I loved it.
All right.
All the hype was worth it.
That's the biggest thing I love hyping it because it's authentic. This is my kind of place, but everybody has their own tastes and whatever. So no, I wouldn't be upset if you didn't, but it does get voted as one of the best restaurants on property.
Right. And it should. We had a great seat. I don't know. I mean, we just, I guess, looked up with the seat that we had with the view of the Magic Kingdom, and really enjoyed the music there.
Yeah.
And kind of wish the ukulele player was around more than he was, but the whole time they were playing good Hawaiian music. So that was all good. Great
vibe. Was your son there with you that time?
He was. Yeah. So he and our friend's son were both there, and they were able to get. I mean, they kind of ate off of the family style food, but they brought them out different things, and for dessert brought the kids Rice Krispie treats, and my husband requested one too, and they brought him one as well.
They did. Oh,
they did.
Did you try some of the bread pudding?
We did. So I definitely tried the bread pudding, and I did like it a lot. So I'm definitely hoping we can try to get a reservation to go back there sometime on a future trip.
I love it. Yeah, it's a great family place. I think I love it too. And well, did you embarrass your party? I see you like the great noodles and pot stickers. Auntie Judy and I embarrassed our family with all of the extra pot stickers we ate.
Yeah, probably. 'Cause we definitely did enjoy partaking. Everything was good though. I mean, the salad was good.
I know, right?
The noodles were good. Everything was good.
How about the bread? Did you try any of the sweet bread?
We did. Yeah, we did. And that was tasty.
Oh my gosh.
So, but that was my first time being in the Polynesian, and now every time we go, I kind of want to have an excuse to go back inside the Polynesian.
Well, you know what? Try Kona.
Right.
Try Kona. I think Kona's one of those restaurants I always say is kind of a hidden gem. Yeah, you get a chance to, go down there for one of them pineapple treats.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely would like to try Kona sometime. So hopefully we'll get to do that.
Lapu. We like quitting Magic Kingdom at 3:00 and going over to the lounge there at the Polynesian. Yeah, it's a great monorail loop run for sure. Okay, keep going. I see some more good ones.
So on our first trip, we tried Boma.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed Boma. My husband is not as much of a buffet guy. So,
all right.
He's not. So I'm trying to convince him to go back because I would love to go back. But we had some really good friends that live in St. Augustine, Florida, that met up with us and went to dinner with us that night. Fortunately, we got there a little too late to get to see the animals, but we went to I believe it was is it the Queen Victoria, the lounge above
Victoria Falls.
Right, Victoria Falls. So we went there and had a drink with them before, and then went down for dinner. And I guess I'm a big fan of that Bobo tea.
I can't say it either. I know exactly what
you're all the words.
I love that stuff too. Tell everybody what's in that.
So as I remember it, I think it's lamb meat and then like a breading over the top of it and different spices. And so I think about that stuff and I want to have it again. So
I think there's egg in it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember all that. That's why I need to go back and try it again.
I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I could. It's funny. I get that thing that your husband's not into buffets, but as far as buffets go, how do Disney buffets rank with him?
I think they're better for sure than the average buffet would be. But Boma was definitely my favorite of the buffets that we had.
Not surprised there, Jamie. That one, That is stellar in my opinion. Yeah. And, like I said, what about all the soups there? Right?
I don't even remember if, sadly.
Oh, no. I didn't train you well, Jamie. All right.
I may not have been fully trained by then.
I guess I didn't. I have, I apologize. That's on me. We got to talk more about the soups at Boma. That is what they're famous for. And yeah, definitely. All right. And I see another one close to the Animal Kingdom places.
So we went to Tusker House on our first trip. That was really good too. I mean, I really liked the characters there. I guess so this is again me wanting to be in the parks all the time. That was kind of when I kind of was like, I'm not really sure if I want to do the character meals as much because I wanted to get out there and be seeing everything in the parks.
Yeah. But, I know someone like you.
I think our service was maybe a little bit slow too. I don't know if there were some issues with that, but we did have some great character meets during that meal, and the food was similar. I mean, we went for breakfast, so but the some of the same stuff was on the menu or out on the buffet there. I would like to go back there too, just because it was some cute characters being in the safari gear.
Absolutely.
And everything. So
great place to meet characters and probably not it's tucked away. I think it's not talked about enough. Great one. Yeah. All right. Well, Animal Kingdom in the Lodge has some great restaurants, doesn't it? You should tell.
For sure.
Have you guys tried any of the signature restaurants? Speaking of your husband who doesn't like buffets.
we
besides
haven't besides I guess California
Grill, yeah.
So I know there's a lot. I have like a Disney bucket list of my own, I guess, places that I want to try to go eat. And
all right, I'll give you two of mine. I'm going to give you two of my favorites. I was talking to a listener during the day today, and he's going down for his Disney Moon, and he had He had California Grill on his list. He had Tiffin's, so I would throw Tiffin's in there for you and your husband. Right. And definitely do the lounge over there too, the Nomad Lounge.
We have.
All right, we're going to talk about that. Yes, I see it on your list now. So if you like that, try Tiffin's. And then I always recommend Flying Fish. So next time you're down there, if you're down there with your husband alone, do Flying Fish for me, okay?
For sure.
And report
I definitely
back.
Want to try Flying Fish.
Yeah.
So
it's really unique being on the boardwalk. So, all right. Well, this was you and your husband. I want to hear some of your lounging.
For sure. Since we're talking about Animal Kingdom, I'll say we did go to Nomad Lounge.
All right.
And we kind of did that instead of eating lunch at like a quick service or a sit down, table service or anything.
That's a good tip right there.
Right. Yeah. So I guess that was kind of one tip I wanted to say for sure. But
I love that tip. Yep.
So doing that, we got to try a bunch of different things off the menu and then also have some delicious drinks with it. And it's really just so cool sitting in there and seeing everybody bustling past and knowing that you're in the air conditioning and getting to relax a little bit. So.
Yeah. What time? Do you remember what time of day you were there?
It was probably around noon or maybe even a little bit earlier. It might have. Yeah. I'm not really sure exactly.
Did you open the place? Did you rope drop the Nomad Lounge?
I don't think we did.
Everyone's running back, Jamie, to the Pandora, and you're hustling into the Nomad Lounge.
That's right.
Hey, boy, that's a good deal. It's when you get out of the sun, it's nice and quiet and cool. It's a beautiful, relaxing spot, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah,
tell me.
We had rope drop that morning, so we definitely needed some time to get to kind of relax.
Good place to hit at that time of day for sure. And oh my gosh, I'm looking at the stuff that you had. Tell us what you tried there.
We ordered the tuna poke bowl, and then I'm saying that wrong too.
I don't know. It sounds cute.
And then the Wagyu beef sliders.
Nice.
So that was our first. We got those out first, and we enjoyed those. And we were thinking, okay, we kind of want to relax here a little bit longer. So we looked at the menu again, and I mentioned to my husband, because after listening to the meat versus veggie challenge and that type of thing, I was interested in the Impossible Burger, and he said he was too. So. We tried that and the smoked pork ribs, and they were all delicious. So.
Hey, wait a minute. How many of the people were here at this Nomad Lounge? Just the two of you?
Just the two of us. They're small plates. So it made for a good varied lunch for sure.
You're making me proud here, Jamie. How was the Impossible Burger? What'd you think of that?
I was impressed. I've eaten, my mom doesn't eat beef, so she has had garden, like the veggie burgers, but they're more of the, the bean that aren't pretending to be beef or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I could kind of taste a little bit of that in the Impossible Burger just because I think had eaten other vegetarian type burgers before, but my husband said he couldn't tell the difference at all. So
wow,
we liked it, and they were both different. I mean, even for anybody that maybe a meat eater that wanted to try something, they were both prepared differently, so they had different sauces, and
oh cool, love that.
It was worth trying them both. So
how are the smoked pork ribs?
They were tasty. They were very, very, very good. So
I love what you guys had here. I don't know if I even knew they had this much of a variety. So that's awesome. And I see some beers that looked pretty good.
Right. So my husband tried some different, I don't think they were all African beers, but he tried some different African beers. He tried the Wakula Hefeweizen, the Kenyan Tusker Premium Lager, which he kind of said had like a florally type aftertaste to it. Okay.
Sounds like an IPA almost.
Kind of, yeah. I think I tasted that one, and it did maybe have a little bit of an IPA type taste to it.
Hoppy.
And then he tried like this Kungaloosh spiced excursion ale also. So he enjoyed getting to sample some of those different ones.
Wow, yeah. Well, 4 beers here at the...
we took a rest.
Not that I'm judging. You were there for a while, right?
We were. And then I think we went and rode Everest again. So.
That's how you do it. Good job.
That's right.
Nice time. All right. I in the same bullet, you threw in Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace.
Right. So we enjoyed it so much.
On the other side of Disney World, by the way, guys.
Right.
On a different day, I'm assuming too.
Right. Yeah. So we planned this trip kind of to do 2 parks each day, so we could kind of hit all the high points that we wanted to hit. And so that day we went to, I think we went, where did we go first? It might have been for dinner, so maybe it was earlier in the day. We'd gone to do because we did Animal Kingdom, and then we went over to Magic Kingdom in the same day. So it must have been the same day that we went over there and did that.
Nice.
So
yeah.
So a lot of food in that day.
This is the same day that you did the Nomad Lounge.
I think so.
Wow, well,
crazy, but
you got some. That's kind of cool, though. You're getting some really neat appetizer kind of foods and snacks, right? So, what did you try at the Trader Sam's?
So we got the pan-fried dumplings because I was kind of hoping they would be like the Ohana dumplings, and I think they were.
Yeah, I love those things. We're buying them at home now from one of these BJ's. I don't know if you guys have BJ's in Georgia, but it's kind of a discount warehouse kind of place. Big bag of them, and throw them in a frying pan. Not quite as good. It's good when they got the nice dips too, right? To try different dips.
Right.
That kind of makes it too. Love those things. Yeah. What else?
We had a Thai chicken and vegetable flatbread also.
All right.
And that was tasty. I kind of had to convince my husband on that one, but it was a really good size flatbread, so it was a good amount to share, and or it would be good for one person to have too. So
what's it like to sit outside there and enjoy your food and drinks?
It was nice. It was a warm weekend, so I was kind of nervous about sitting outside the breeze and kind of seeing the water, and then they had a ukulele player that came out and played, so that was pretty cool. So
I love live music. All right.
Yeah.
Any good drinks there?
So I tried the Mosquito Mojito, and that was pretty good, but I think it was a little bit sweet actually to me.
Yeah. My
husband got the Dark and Tropical Stormy, and they were very tasty. So I ended up getting that as my second drink there. So we enjoyed that.
Pouring my wine. So so you got a little extra Polynesian.
Right. Had to go back after our first trip when we went for Ohana. So.
Are you in love with the Polynesian now?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe in your future, we're going to stay there.
That's right. I have to work on it.
That's it. All right. What did we skip here? Oh, I see one that I really... You got a couple. We skipped over the first 2.
Right. Yeah. So I think the first day we went to Hollywood Studios in the morning, and then we walked over to Epcot, and we first stopped at the cart in World Showcase in Italy.
Yeah.
I've been to Italy before, and we've kind of been fans of limoncello a little bit. And so we were intrigued by the limoncello mule and the limoncello cocktail. And so we ordered those at the cart. Ended up, I wished I'd gotten the mule. That's what my husband got. We enjoyed having those out sitting in the little area in Italy.
Oh, what did you get? And what did he get?
I got the limoncello cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
He got the limoncello mule.
Oh, what's the difference?
So I guess the mule had like a ginger, the ginger beer.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what all exactly was in the cocktail. But
you were tasting each other's drinks then.
Right.
We're sipping
we
each other's. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And that was our first time, being at the parks when there were no festivals going on. So we kind of did walk in like, where's all the food and drinks?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that was the little.
That's fine. That's called Diet Epcot.
Right. Right.
That's what the locals call it. That's fine because they have so many great things to try without all the festivals. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
So we ended up wandering into the Tutto Gusto wine cellar.
Is that how you do it? You wander in there?
Yeah, it was a wander and a sit. So I just loved it in there.
Yeah.
It just looked exactly like what I remembered from trips to Italy.
Cool.
And so we saw on the menu when we walked in, they have a grand tour wine flight.
Yeah.
I think it was about 6 different pours of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And so we decided to split that, which was probably a good decision. And
after all that limoncello business outside.
Right. And then we ordered a cheese platter to share and some olives as well. And that was really nice to be able to kind of sit and do that. But we still had our reservation at La Hacienda de San Angel after that. So that's why we.
Well, you're doing all right there, kiddo. You're doing all right for yourself. I'm liking the plan here. Nice. Yeah, that is one of my favorites of all time. The Tutto Gusto wine cellar, isn't it? What a nice ambiance there. And
we definitely want to go back.
Boy, if you're a wine connoisseur and they know their wines too, right? They're going to yeah. I love that place. Good job. Did we cover them all?
I think so.
We did good.
Yeah.
All right. So how about, what did you do for the first time?
So this trip, this was the first time that I didn't really know this was a thing, but we were on Space Mountain and the lights, I guess something was going on with the people mover. So the lights were on that side and it just made it a completely different experience, kind of being able to see a little bit more of the ride as you were on it.
No, that is one of the things that every Disney World geek wants to experience. And you got a chance to see the Space Mountain with the lights on.
Well, it was the people mover lights were on. We were on Space Mountain, and the people mover lights were on. So it was.
The opposite. The opposite.
Weird ride. Yeah.
It was opposites day. All right. Good job.
And then this was the first time I had gone through the regular standby line for Flight of Passage. And so that was really kind of cool getting to see everything in there. We rope dropped Flight of Passage.
Oh, how'd that work out for you? We get this question a lot because, I don't know, Flight of Passage fast passes, I think they're getting a little easier to get, but a lot of people make last minute trips and they don't get their fast pass. So what did you do? Rope drop for Flight of Passage?
We did. I'm trying to remember. We got on the first bus from Pop, and it wasn't an early magic or early hours day for the resorts that day.
Yep.
So we got on that bus and got to the park, and I believe it was a little bit longer because the day before we had rope dropped Slinky Dog and got through the line pretty quickly, but this one took a good bit longer than I believe we were off the ride at I think the park opened at 9. I think we were off the ride at 10:30. So we were in line a bit longer than we were.
Oh, wow. Dog. How long do you think you waited in line?
Probably a little over an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would say so. But I guess I say we rope dropped. We probably we should have been there way earlier if we were truly going to rope drop.
Okay.
So we didn't.
You were a late rope dropper.
We were a late rope dropper, but we were still there before the park opened, just not as early as perhaps we should have been.
Well, I understand. This is kind of a honeymoon trip anyway, so.
Right.
All right. Beautiful. All right. So I love hearing that. And so Slinky Dog, though, you said you got on there pretty easy on a rope drop?
We did. So I don't know how they're going to change everything at Hollywood Studios. I guess maybe somebody does. But so we got to Hollywood Studios, and instead of staying in the middle section when we walked in, there was you can kind of go off to the left, the side where the dinosaur is, and the little or the Loch Ness. I'm not sure what it is, but we were over there, and we were pretty close to the front, and so I think that's kind of a trick to go to that left side, and that's allowed. I mean, people are over there kind of directing people in that direction. Yeah, and it was really the shortest that we've ever done with Slinky Dog. That's kind of my favorite ride. So it's kind of a priority for me to try to get to ride it.
You're kind of an expert at getting the best spot for Slinky Dog. You've been working, you've been experimenting with different things.
Right.
Nice. Oh, good job. Well, I gotta hear it. I like this one that you bulleted out here. You tried you say it. What's the ice cream? EJ's ice cream.
I think the croque glacé.
Oh, I think you nailed it.
Maybe the first time I said something well, maybe. So I tried that after hearing EJ talk about it, and it was interesting. I mean, I can't say I'm glad I tried it for sure. It's just so unusual to have bread heated up with ice cream in the center of it. Yeah. It was tasty. I'm glad I had heard about that and was interested in trying it out.
Yeah, right. A unique snack in World Showcase. Sure. Okay, let's talk about some interesting or fun stories. We love to hear great stories. Did you have any from this trip?
My husband and I both kind of had different little stuff that we wore that was kind of fun to get to interact with guests and other cast members. Yeah. My husband had wanted the monorail shirt with just the Spanish phrasing for the "please stand clear of the doors." Yeah. And so I found it on Etsy for him and ordered it. And he got lots of compliments from other guests, which is just kind of a fun way to interact with other people.
Yes. I love all the unique shirts.
And then I had ordered some Groot ears after I heard, I think it was Jen Moynihan Wynn talk about hers. I kind of was interested in getting some. Our son, the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when Baby Groot's dancing around, it makes us laugh and think about our son. So I guess I kind of just wanted some Groot ears, and that was really fun wearing those and having different people talk, getting to talk to other people about those as well.
Have you met Baby Groot?
I have not. I haven't been to the parks when he's been there, to my knowledge. So.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, good point there. I have him. Our meeting with him from January, I think, was it January? I know I have it recorded on my live trip reports. Our meeting with Baby Groot. So cute. I wish you could meet him. He's amazing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What else? So you had some good, definitely have fun with the cast members. And like you said, dress up, Disney bound, all those things are fun to do.
Right. It's fun to get to interact for sure.
They'll definitely ham it up with you.
Absolutely.
All right. I see you got a nice pixie dust moment with your son first trip.
Right. So yeah, on our first trip, we had gotten to the happily ever after dessert party. We had done the fireworks before the dessert party. That was our first day. We had driven in because we had driven halfway down.
Ooh, yeah.
So it was kind of a loaded day.
Yeah, right.
I think he had just kind of he'd eaten so much different stuff that he kind of got sick, unfortunately. Yeah. I was getting ready to clean him up, and a cast member came over and offered to get us some clothes from the gift shop for him. Right. But that was really a sweet touch. We declined it, but it was really nice that they thought to do that.
That, a lot of tips in that little short story. I mean, first of all, I think we've learned, especially with Mom, we get up like really early to fly down to Disney World. We really have a nice flight down. It's a couple hours, but we always like to get there as early as possible. But even that, she tried to do the parks one time, and she was such a bear in the park. She takes Dramamine, and she was tired, and so we've learned to really relax. So I would never do the dessert party like on the first day down. So one tip there. I remember when my oldest son, we went into Akershus and having a good meal. This was before all the princess stuff was there, and they had this really cool chocolate mousse. I think it was in the shape of a mousse kind of thing, dark chocolate. And he got sick in the bathroom. And I don't think my wife even, like, he was in their bathroom by himself, I think. And we didn't know what was going on, but we found out, it's like they could eat something, or maybe they're eating a lot of junk or something all day long. And, they'll recover real fast, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. They might get sick. And then this third thing you're talking about with the cast members offering to, what were they going to just pick up a pair of clothes for them?
I'm not sure if they were just because they told my friend about it. I'm not sure if they were going to give us a voucher to get something or if they were going to get it for us. But the parks were kind of technically closing, but it was a night that they had the extra ticketed event after that party too. So
that's impressive, though. I've heard a lot of these stories, and honestly, they make lifelong fans of their guests when they do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. You got some more?
And I guess another thing that I thought was neat was when we were going to Ohana at the Polynesian on our June trip, it was like pouring rain, like the biggest buckets of rain that we've ever tried to run through. And
that Florida can do. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And we had driven over and we're trying to get through the parking lot, and we were just we'd kind of dressed up a little bit to go because we had gone back from the parks to get ready, and we were all soaking wet. And we walked in the lobby, and they had baskets of towels set out for people to dry off with. And then, the baskets for you to throw the used ones in there. And I just thought that was a really nice touch to have that available. And maybe that's totally normal. Maybe that's other places too. But
you know what? I'm totally impressed by that. We had this experience twice, Jamie. I told recently the story. Mom and I, we got bumped from our plane flight at 2:00 in the morning. We got to our room. Luckily, we did get a room at Art of Animation. We got into our room at 5:00 in the morning, but we tried to make the best out of it. And when Mom finally got out of bed, we went and did dinner over at Boma, and I saw the radar as it was getting really, I'm like, oh boy, I hope we can make it over there. Well, anyway, long story short, we got soaked to the bone just trying to transfer over at Epcot and get over to Boma. And same thing when we got over to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, they had the towels out, and I thought that was really impressive. The other one that really impressed me, I don't know if you heard me tell this story, but we did a Wave restaurant meal, and then they had top of Bay Lake Tower fireworks night. Mm-hmm. It might have been a pass holder event or I think it was a DVC only kind of event, but it was cold in January. And when we went up to the top, I was really fearful. I was like, this is going to be a miserable night. I'm thinking because it's cold now. And can you imagine the top of Bay Lake Tower? Well, we get up there and the cast members were so nice, and they had blankets or towels, something like that. Anyways, we were all wrapped up. We have pictures of this. We're all wrapped up in these white, like towels, and it just made it so much better. We were actually comfortable sipping our champagne and watching the fireworks. It was cold and windy up there, but what made them think to do that? I don't know. I was like you. I was really impressed by that.
For sure.
We left
it's a Disney touch.
I'll tell you, I really think some cast member, frontline person thought of that. This isn't coming from executives. I think this is really people just thinking out of the box. So I absolutely love that too. Okay. How about, I see you had some, a fun ride on Dumbo?
Yes, I guess the rides on Dumbo with my husband and son on our trips, just gives me a magical feeling about being at Disney World. And that's a ride that I remember from when I went as a child, and getting to, see the parks from above the ground. And we've taken selfie photos, on the rides, and those kind of are exactly what I think about when I think about, Magic Kingdom with my family is those moments on Dumbo. So
awesome. Yeah, we love riding that Dumbo. we're going as adults, and it's fun to kind of see the park from up there and go up and down and stuff. And it's really convenient now with the 2 Dumbo rides too, right? I haven't had to really wait in a very long ride. We even did the Barnstormer this time. We thought that was a lot of fun. How old's your son?
He's 2.5. Well, he's almost 3, but he's kind of a little bit short for his age. So I'm hoping before we're going in September for his birthday, and I'm hoping that he'll be tall enough to ride Barnstormer. But
all right,
we'll see.
Does he enjoy his time in Disney World?
He does. He loves it.
All right.
He absolutely loves it.
You're going to spoil him rotten, I can tell. With the annual pass. All right. How about, did you ever find anything that was overrated at Disney World?
Well, I don't know. This may be totally unpopular opinion, but the macaroni and cheese is just not.
Oh,
it's not to me. It's. I tried to order a dish with the macaroni and cheese at the Plaza, and I tried to order that just so I could share a little bit with my son, and instead of ordering him a whole meal because he's just not a huge eater.
Sure.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll find some probably at one of the signature restaurants or something like that.
Keep trying them.
That's right.
You might get surprised because they are well known for macaroni and cheese. That's the only one you had there in that category. So what do you think is underrated at Disney World?
So I think one thing, and I know I've heard about it on the podcast too, but Epcot, in general for kids, a lot of people, I'm in some different groups on Facebook for moms at Disney and that type of thing. And Epcot doesn't get all the love that, it deserves.
Yeah.
And I think that Epcot for kids is great. My son enjoys like the playgrounds there on the last trip that we took him. That was really what stood out to him about Disney World was the playgrounds that he got to play on. Yeah. But he likes really living with the land, was the ride that stood out after our first trip to him. He talked about the farm boat ride and wanted to go back on the farm boat ride. So
I love that ride too.
And that we actually kind of rope dropped that a little bit on another trip that we went on because it was such an important ride for him to get to ride on. Yeah. And then the sea with Nemo and friends is such a cute ride, and the aquarium area and having a place to cool off is it's great. So we love Epcot.
I love both those attractions. Yeah, I hope they, we know they're going to do some new building in the interventions area too. So hopefully that will be more good stuff for kids to like it used to be.
Right.
Yeah, you got another one here too.
Yeah, and I think the other one is Animal Kingdom. My husband said it's not just a zoo, which mean, people Disney. I guess all the geeks know that.
Yeah,
that's again something else that I see in those moms groups is it's just like the zoo. Why would we go to Animal Kingdom? But there's just so much to do at Animal Kingdom, and I don't think we've even really gotten as much of it as we should. We haven't been to Animal Kingdom in the evening at all to be able to see Rivers of Light or get to see Pandora lit up, and I'd like to get to do that as well. So
those 2 outstanding ones there, and don't forget the tree lights up and all the projections on the tree now too. So definitely, that's something to look forward to too. I love animals, so I am always going to be high on the Animal Kingdom for sure. Yeah, I love walking the trails and the gorillas and all the animals. I'm such a huge animal fan, and so is Mom and Judy and Ken. So we love doing that. And even Rafiki's is open now. Have you taken your son back there yet?
No, because I think it wasn't open the last time we went with him. So hopefully when we go in September, we'll get to check that out because he likes to ride trains and all that. And so I think that would be
absolutely. And I like to see, I don't know what they're doing anything. If I've heard, I don't remember, but if they're doing anything different, you've got a good chance to see the veterinarians working on an animal, maybe doing something. And I've seen quite a few really interesting things back there. I don't know if your son's, not going to, he's not maybe old enough to appreciate that so much. They also have the petting zoo there too. So back there, at least they did, which I love seeing the pigs and sheep and stuff.
Yeah, he would love that.
Yeah. All right. So you've done some extras before. Do you have any favorites that you've done in the last year?
Well, I guess our main extra was that Happily Ever After dessert party, like we kind of talked about. Our So our friends booked it for us. We kind of had said, no, I don't know, because we actually had a reservation at Crystal Palace right before the dessert party would be, and so I didn't know how that would be to go and then go to the dessert party afterwards. But they really wanted to do the dessert party to get that view of the fireworks, and I think they spoiled us, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to do the fireworks any other way at the park.
Oh, well, you already answered my question, but I get this question a lot. Are the dessert parties worth it?
I think yes. I really like doing the dessert party after, or the desserts after the fireworks too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I guess because we had our reservation for dinner right before, we didn't really get in the hub area and kind of pick out a spot. But it was nice to get to be there and have the desserts afterwards. And then the crowds had kind of thinned out a good bit when we actually were ready to leave the park. So that was kind of another added benefit.
Yeah. What do you recommend to do the dessert party before or after the fireworks?
I think after the fireworks for sure.
Heard that. Yes. DJ has talked about that.
Yeah. So actually when we did the California grill, we paid for our friends to go to the dessert party since they were going to have their son and our son. And they did the desserts before the fireworks, and they kind of confirmed that too, because they said it was really difficult getting out of the park right after the fireworks had completed. So,
and I see you've got one here on your agenda for September that you're looking forward to. Have you not done this one before?
We have not. So I'm excited about the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Yeah.
We're going to do mostly stay at the resort day on that trip, and then go to the Halloween party that evening. And I'm looking forward to it and getting to see some different characters and the different fireworks. And I think my son will have a lot of fun at that.
Yeah. What's your agenda for, you got a plan for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that you've been learning about?
Well, I really want to get to meet Moana, but I also don't want to stand in line for the whole party. So I'm not sure. I got to kind of figure that out more, how we're going to attack everything. But I'm hoping that my son will be able to ride. He kind of got scared on Pirates of the Caribbean on our first trip. And so I'm hoping that maybe he'll be ready to try that again, because I definitely want to get to do that and ride some of the other rides that usually have a longer wait.
You know, they enhanced the rides for the Halloween party, so you have some live characters at the Pirates and at the Haunted Mansion. So you get some enhancements put in there too. So those are always fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting to do that and see the enhancements and everything.
Yeah. Trick or treating is like my favorite part of it, like getting the candy.
Right.
Takes me back to when I was a kid. I always loved trick or treating, and they don't let me go too much around the neighborhood anymore. So it's fun to do it at Magic Kingdom. It's a hard balance between seeing a character or characters, because let me warn you, this thing is more crowded than you ever can imagine. That's the one thing. It is really crowded. So you got to prioritize what you want to accomplish for sure. Yeah. Moana. I don't remember where she camps out, be honest with you. So
I think she's at the, Tiki Room area.
That makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just not sure. I'm hoping maybe we could try to swing it at the end of the evening, but it is going to be, almost or around, that's midnight, and you're talking about a three-year-old.
Yeah.
So
I think you got
if I can push him that hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you got a stroller, let him sleep in the stroller, and you guys can enjoy it. The later you stay, the crowds do start to thin out. So, but if you're at the pool all day hanging out, maybe you can make it. You know what? If you go to the Halloween party, I really recommend staying late. You could see the parade twice if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping we can swing it for sure.
All right. Good ones. All right. I'm going to move on down here a little bit, and I want to ask you, talk about the kids. Yeah. What are the must-dos for your kids?
I think just making sure you take time to kind of let them get their energy out. If you're trying to push them around in a stroller all day, some kids may be okay with that. My son's pretty outgoing. So just taking advantage of the different hidden kind of options around. I mean, the splash pads are out there and easy to find. At the Magic Kingdom, they have one at the circus area and that Pete's silly slideshow area.
Yes.
There's several different ones at Epcot. And then there's the playgrounds that are kind of hidden in the parks, like the bridge, under the bridge between Splash and Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom. There's the ones at Epcot. There was one that was just up during Flower and Garden that we really enjoyed.
Yep.
And then the one that's outside Innovations, which I don't know I don't know if that's part of the remodel or not.
Yeah,
and then we saw the one inside the exit of Mission Space on this last trip, which my son wasn't with us, but that would be another fun one. And the Dumbo area, they have the playground, which we haven't taken advantage of that either. So,
yeah, I remember my kids. What about the Boneyard over at Animal Kingdom? My kids loved that. Yeah, I would have. I always loved water, and I would have been as a kid. I know I would have loved these splash areas. Like I would have never forgotten that.
Yeah, when my son saw it the last time, he started taking his shirt off because he wanted to get in there, and we didn't have, any kind of. I don't think we had any extra clothes with us.
Yeah, right. Good tip. So. Good tip for moms. Just remember, these are some of the times your kids are going to probably enjoy the most. That time you're just hanging out and enjoying these places, the water, splashing around, all that stuff. Awesome. All right. So now that you did your adult trip, what do you think? What's the must-dos?
So I think just taking time to take a break to rest while you're in the parks, it's definitely worth it. We really enjoyed that time at the Nomad Lounge and getting to stay in the park, but have some time to relax and then get back out in it when we were ready to. So that's definitely a must do.
So now that you've had a taste of the lounges and you did awesome, do you have any on the must do list next time you go down?
I'm not sure. I might have to
test question. I'll give you some.
Okay.
Jock Lindsay's. Did you try it down at Disney Springs at all?
We have not, and I definitely think we would enjoy Jock Lindsay's.
Yep.
We haven't spent much time at Disney Springs, but we need to.
Does your husband like seafood?
He does.
Try the Boathouse too.
Oh yeah.
Or this is one that I've not done is paddlefish. That's another good seafood. I tried to get that one on my list to do with with my gang, but I love the Boathouse. I love the atmosphere. Yeah, some great lounges there too. So definitely do that for us. Okay.
All right. I will.
I just choked on my wine. Hey, did you learn anything new this trip, Jamie?
So the dining plan, I guess for us doesn't make a lot of sense paying full price with the annual, not getting the tickets in a package. So one thing I would consider is taking advantage of purchasing that refillable resort mug.
Oh yeah.
Even if you don't have the dining plan, because when we were going down in the morning and paying for our coffees or, if we wanted a soda or something like that, it would be nice to have that refillable resort mug and not have to worry about, how much you're spending each time.
Yeah, so. I've done that. Yeah. It's, I don't know, last time I bought it was like $17, $18, but still for the week. Yeah. Right.
If you're on a longer trip, for sure. I mean, on a short weekend trip, it may not make sense, but when we're down for longer amounts of time, we definitely.
I agree. I love my coffee walks, and you get back from. Oh, this is Mom. Can you go get me a drink from the? Like if we get back to the room,
right?
Can you make a drink run? You got to get those fluids back in.
That's right.
All right. Anything go differently than you planned?
So I guess, so here's one thing from this trip. I didn't have it in my notes for you, but we tried to order room service and we could not get through on the phone to do it. So
really, wow.
I don't know what happened.
That's
we
one
probably
thing.
should have mobile ordered or something and picked it up. But that was probably that day that we had all that food already at the lounges. And I think my husband wanted something else, but I wasn't really wanting anything at that point, but didn't have success with room service.
It's funny. All these resorts, we don't talk about room service. I mean, there's just so many great places to eat.
Right.
We don't really cover this hardly at all. So maybe this is why you called and didn't get anybody. Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, I see. I always ask this question. Well, not always, but a lot of times. Anything exceed or disappoint you? I love you didn't have any disappointments, but which one exceeded your expectations?
The Tutto Gusto wine cellar.
Yay!
We were super impressed and definitely can't wait to go back.
Yay. Lindsay would be happy to hear that too. Me and Lindsay had some good times there. All right. So yeah, you gonna do anything different on your next trip?
Well, I definitely want to do the happily ever after dessert party on a future trip again.
That's not different.
Well, but I would not do a big table service meal beforehand. I would, say to either do like quick service or even eat a little earlier, maybe a later lunch that day, because you do get so many savory items as well as all the sweets at the dessert party. So
do you remember?
Kind of almost.
Yeah, do you remember any of the savory items that were on the dessert party?
Well, they had the cheeseburger egg rolls, so I was excited to get to try those because I had been listening to the podcast then and had heard about those. So
did they disappoint?
They did not disappoint.
All right. Do they have any dipping sauces for those?
I don't remember any dipping sauces.
Did you see all the new ones they got now? Like we've been talking about the Cuban rolls and pepperoni cheese ones with marinara sauce. Ooh, yeah, love that stuff.
I'm gonna have to try those at the cart if we make it over that way at that time.
Yeah, you gotta be there for the right time, right? All right.
And then they also had some. I think there was like a spinach dip, some kind, and then I think some like cheese and crackers and things like that. So.
Yeah, I've made meals out of cheese and crackers. I hear you. I agree. Like, kind of, you don't need to have. You could skip lunch and go there, couldn't you?
You could, for sure. Yeah. You could definitely make it a lighter food day if you were going to go to the happily ever.
Let's put it this way: we've not been starving ourselves the whole week, right? So it wouldn't hurt to skip a meal.
For sure.
Hey, you did a great job on these trips, Jamie. You're not a newcomer anymore, so what would you give as a best tip or strategies for those newbies?
Well, I think definitely booking your fast passes early in the day, and then, you can keep getting more after you finish those. Yeah,
I was just seeing that in our Facebook group. Someone was asking for advice on this very topic. Why do you want to book them early?
Well, if you book them early, then you can keep adding one extra fast pass after that. And so if you are park hopping, you can, do your first 3 at one park and then park hop elsewhere. I've been able to move passes up. I had a lot of success with the app, snagging fast passes and then moving them earlier on this last trip.
Oh, good.
So that was really good.
Oh, so you changed them before you got there, but we were able to modify and get better times.
Well, getting better times once we used our first 3.
Oh, okay.
Getting a new one.
Okay.
But, I have gotten earlier times on our September trip since I booked those too. So I was able to do that.
You just said
recently.
Something I learned in January. My friend Deirdre Watch taught me this. We were at Epcot and I was hanging out with her. It was kind of a rainy day and she's like, "Oh, see if you can book Spaceship Earth." And so I booked it like late at night and then she goes, "Go right back in and see if you can get a better time." And you can, like, after you've booked it. That's a cool tip. And here's another one that seems kind of obvious, but I've read and looked at some people's spreadsheets recently. I'm helping out with their planning and stuff. And you wrote down here, take advantage of rope drop for those hard fast pass rides. I mean, that's Mr. Obvious, but.
Right. And we don't, I guess, like I said, we don't technically get there at the true rope drop, but we're still trying to get to the park before it officially opens.
Yeah.
And we've been able to do that. We did it at Epcot where we walked in kind of right when they were announcing right before the park was opening. We were going through the gate and we were able to do Soarin'. And then that was when we did the Living with the Land as well that trip. But we like to get there for rope drop, or maybe I like to, and I convince everybody else to go with me. But to get to try to do some of those rides that we couldn't get a fast pass for.
Especially these tiered systems where like Epcot, you can't get Test Track, Soarin', or Frozen Ride. You can only get one of those. So use this tip to rope drop one of those rides that you want to do, and then you're kind of doing 2 of the 3.
Absolutely.
And then go another day. So I think you should do Epcot and Magic Kingdom twice in a week. So, and then you could do this crowd beating strategy that Jamie's talking about. Awesome. Okay. One thing from this trip you would recommend to family and friends.
I would say going to the lounges. I know all the geeks know about that. Probably not something that my friends all know about that may go to Disney World. So that's something I've been trying to tell them. I mean, I think
they're outstanding.
Yeah, it's worth it.
They are outstanding. And I guess our subliminal messages have been working on your Jamie?
I think so.
But you're agreeing with us, right?
I am.
Nice. I love this. You guys really had a good time with your husband, it sounds like.
We did. We had a great time. We were walking out of Epcot singing "You're Welcome" from Moana, so we had a good time.
I know why you were singing, though. It's that limoncello and the Tutto Gusto wine cellar flights.
That's right.
Wine flights. Good job. You were a lot of fun to talk to tonight. Thanks for coming on the show. And have you been enjoying the podcast at all?
I have been, for sure.
Sounds like you learned a few things from the Facebook group, too.
I absolutely have. It's a great group, and I'm so thankful to be part of it. So
yeah. So you're saying you're part of a bunch of different Facebook groups. How do we rate in the Facebook group realm of Facebook groups?
Oh, definitely the top.
Wow.
It's definitely a place that I feel a lot more comfortable to ask questions and to interact with everybody. So without getting judgment and things like that some of these huge groups that I'm a part of, you can kind of sometimes see happening. So
thank you.
It's a great group to be in.
Well, I think we've made a lot of friends. We care about each other. I would say I attribute it to all of the people who I have interviewed, and a lot of those people that are active in the Facebook group are people that have been guests on the podcast, right? So I think we've got a little bond going on there, and I think you're right. And you get some really good answers. If you got questions, I want to encourage people to come onto our Facebook group to ask questions. And believe me, it could be the simplest question whatsoever. Nobody's judgmental, and we know everybody's at different levels. So we'd love helping you guys so that you have the best. Your vacation is really important. We want you to have a great time. So Jamie, thanks so much. Did we miss anything? Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything. Thanks so much for having me on. I've been really enjoying listening to the podcast and super excited to be a guest.
You're going to be you are a super geek now. Speaking of Facebook groups, we have a super geek Facebook group I'm going to add you into as soon as we get off this Skype call.
Yay.
And I'll introduce you there. Say hi to all the other secret super geeks there. A limited special group. So welcome into the club.
Thank you.
So what are you looking forward to? What's your must-dos for September trip?
Definitely just excited about the Halloween party, hoping to find a reason to go back by Polynesian, maybe try Kona. My husband's father and his wife are coming along with us for a day at Magic Kingdom. So looking forward to kind of having them see my son at the parks, and so that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, nice! Yeah, did you book any ADRs yet?
We did. We do have an ADR for Whispering Canyon, so I'm excited about that.
Fun
to kind of see Fort Wilderness, that area. We have a reservation for Liberty Tree Tavern for Magic Kingdom, but hoping to get maybe Ohana because that'll be his actual birthday that day.
Okay. Where are you staying?
We're actually staying this trip at Shades of Green. Yeah. My husband is a military. He's a government employee, so he's not in the military, but we're able to stay there. So we're looking forward to trying that out.
Oh yes. First time there. So yes, we've interviewed folks that have stayed there. I almost stayed there, by the way. My friend Auntie Judy, her husband Ken, is military. We had it booked. You know what? We ended up getting a really good deal at Pop and then switched.
Yeah, that's kind of how we ended up at Pop on this last.
Oh, yeah.
It was a better deal than staying at.
Yeah, we did a package deal that I think we got a really good meal plan combo that made us change our minds. So, yeah. Well, you're going to love Shades of Green, I know, because it's so close to the Polynesian. So that makes that convenient. Yeah. I've heard it got good. I was looking up the buffets and food and stuff there at Shades of Green. So it's definitely right up there with the deluxe resorts, and because of the location.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited about that for sure.
Absolutely. Well, it's been awesome talking to you again. Thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. And means a lot to me. And I'm glad I could bring you on to do your trip report.
Thank you so much. It's great talking to you too.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Great job, Jamie. Thank you so much for coming on and doing your trip report. It was great to hear how it would be to fly my own plane into Disney World. And hey, thanks for Allison Lee for the intro. That was back from last September when she was planning a fall trip. And Allison has become a great client of ours. She's recently back from a Disneyland trip. I hope I can get her on the podcast to review her Disneyland trip, which she just did recently. And we've had a couple of miscues to get that recorded. So Allison, I'll be hopefully contacting you soon so we can do that trip report. And hey, you can create one of these intros for us too. It's fun. And I can suggest you telling us your name, where you're from. You got a fun Disney World fact about yourself. Tell us about that or a couple. And then you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis, Lindsay, and the whole Geekin family. You can send those to me. Email them to kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Our Facebook group is a great place to engage with us on a daily basis. There's lots of people posting some great things. I have been posting on a daily basis. I've got topics that I cover every single day, including on Sunday, I give my Geek of the Week. This week it was Jamie. I had to include her. She's such a great geek here at the podcast. And on Monday, I put out the episode for the day, which our podcast comes out every Monday. And Tuesday is the tip of the week. Wednesday, I like to cover one of my favorite snacks. And I like to have you guys post what your snacks are. And Thursday, some of our favorite drinks. It can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. And I do that on Thursday. Friday is a foodie day. I like to share a picture from my food travels down at Disney World. And then Saturday, I just pick a random picture from my phone that I've got lots of them from the last few years. And I like to cover a topic that's based on that picture. And I love it when you guys engage with those. And if you want to be part of our private Facebook group, you will get 3 questions. And I love the answers I'm getting from these questions. One of the questions is, what's a topic about Disney World you'd love to cover on the podcast? So give us some suggestions on what you'd like to hear. I love getting that feedback from you guys. And also tell us, what's your biggest challenge in planning a Disney World vacation? And when I answer those, and I can answer some of those here on the podcast when you answer that question, and we can help you with your planning. And hey, very specifically, we are Disney travel guides, and we can set up a free call with you guys and talk about your next trip and help you plan your next trip. You know, we do have great services to help you plan your Disney trip because we are Disney travel experts. I want to give a shout out to a new member who just joined the Facebook group, Erin McCoy. She wasn't able to answer the private Facebook questions, so I started an instant message with her to learn that the app on Facebook didn't give her the questions. And I know that happens sometimes. That's really discouraging, but I'm so glad because sometimes I just will not let them into the group if they don't answer the questions. Well, Erin told me that she found us via Stitcher, which is kind of unique. I mean, most of the people come in through iTunes, but I love it hearing different stories. And she was actually listening to another podcast, and Stitcher recommended our show to her. So really interesting. I love hearing those stories. She's researching her very first trip for next year, and I definitely offered her some one-on-one time with me. Yeah, I love getting on the phone and talking with you guys if you need some help with your trip. And speaking of that, I've got a Geekin' Family challenge this week. I am getting into doing challenges for you guys that are going to include some prizes. So this one is called the Voxer Challenge. It's going to be this week. So just this week, if you can get onto the Voxer app, this is an app that is a walkie-talkie app. So search for Voxer in your favorite app store, install the app. Again, it's like a walkie-talkie, you just talk into it. And what I want you to do is I want you to send me a Voxer. Look for Curtis Stone. And my number is 6171. I think it's Curtis Stone 6171. Try to find me, connect to me, and friend me on Voxer. And then tell me, what is it that you like about the podcast? You can answer that question for me. Or what is a topic that you would like me to cover on the podcast? Or what do you find challenging when you're trying to plan your Disney World vacation? So answer any one of those questions. I'll pick one of my favorite answers. I've already got a couple discussions going on. Travis Dietrich, I posted on our Facebook group that I would do this challenge this week. He already sent me a Vox message. We having a little conversation. Angela Noyes sent me a message. It wasn't an audio message. So send me an audio message, Angela. And Ashley Meyer, we've had a great conversation talking about gluten-free options. And she's got a trip coming up in 19 days. So I'm excited for her. And I hope I can help her with her trip, even though it's so close, and that's really exciting. So come join me on Voxer. This is an opportunity for you to chat directly. Well, it's kind of like a little bit delayed because it's like a walkie-talkie app, but it's kind of fun. So I can get some feedback from you guys. And at the end of the week, I'm going to pick my favorite chat that I had with you guys. And I'm going to send you an 8x10 of one of your favorite pictures from Disney World. So tell me which one it is. Send me that and I will mail you your favorite picture in an 8x10 picture. So that'll be a nice keepsake for you guys. It'll be fun having those conversations during the week. So join me on Voxer and join the challenge. Later in the week, we're going to get down to 50 days before my trip, the G3, down to Disney World this October. Rachel Wright, Rob Maderi, Wendy Fox, and I have been brainstorming an upcoming Facebook group challenge that we're going to do. We're going to be covering the 50 days using those 50 geeky things that Selena and her sister Jackie, those guys put together this You Might Be a Geek list, and that's going to be coming up. I'm going to be posting every day for the next 50 days. And if you're engaging with me on that and those postings, you also too, every week I'm going to do another drawing, and we're going to give away an 8x10 picture of your favorite Disney World picture from those latest trips that you guys have taken. So I think that's fun. I can just get on there and send that to you directly. I can't wait for all the engagement in the next 50 days. It's going to be exciting for us to kind of count down those 50 days and then have this little challenge. So I got a challenge on Voxer for this week. And then towards the end of the week, I think Friday starts my countdown to 50 days till the G3. Yeah, I can't wait for the G3. You know, there's still time. We're getting down, like I said, 50 days. You can still come down and join us. We've had some people, funny enough, still booking with us to go down and join us. So I got like 50 of us definitely, I know, are going to be showing up for the October 27th, 11 a.m. Mexican Pavilion. So come join us. We're going to have lots of events going on. Scavenger hunt that we're going to do. It's based on a bingo game. I know Selena and Jackie are putting that together. And there's lots of events. So we're so excited. I can't wait to see you guys in October. I've got so many things that you can do to stay engaged with us. And one of us is join the Inner Circle. You go to geekinonwdw.com/inner circle. You'll get my PDF, the Geekin Family 9 Keys to a Magical Disney World Vacation. If you're new to Disney World and you want to get some real basics on what it takes to do and plan a great first-time vacation to Disney World, download that PDF, 9 Keys to a Magical Disney World Vacation. Sign up for our newsletter. The Geekin Gazette, you'll get a weekly email that features our favorite news items at Disney World, any information on Disney package discounts from our travel agency, and also any of that fun news from our Geekin family. There's a couple of freebie handouts, including a packing checklist and a spreadsheet that we use to plan our trips, like same thing we use to use in our travel clients and ourselves. And then there's some bonus podcast episodes. These are live recordings. You can set them up on your phone and get them downloaded and enjoy those. You just put in your ID and password and set up your podcast app, and you can download. There's like 11 shows out there right now that you may have been missing. So you got extra bonus episodes of the podcast. They are live recordings from Disney World, and it's all so much sponsored by our Patreon supporters. Thank you again for helping me create more fun and educational Disney World content for our geeks. Yeah, patreon.com. We've got 33 people who support us on Patreon. It's so exciting that you guys just put some donations every month into the podcast. I'm really amazed. I'm so grateful for you guys for supporting us on patreon.com. I certainly would be delighted if you too can contribute to our podcast. We're getting people that pledge $5, $10, $20 even. I got someone pledging. So come join us on patreon.com. I really appreciate if you do that. And you know, if you really need help with your Disney trip, what better way would be to then join us, Mama, Auntie Judy, EJ Cruz, Jennifer Glambos. You can email Judy and Mama at travelandtiaras@gmail.com. You can find EJ and Jennifer on their Little Dole Whips Facebook page. We are authorized and we are a planning agency through Fairy Tale Concierge. We've seen some great plans come through recently. They've had some free dining plans. They have a Visa card holder, pass holder, annual pass holder discounts, and this festive fall family package. They've had some great packages. I was surprised with Star Wars coming up, and you know, we're getting some good reports. We got some EJ's been down there. We've got some other geeks going into the parks right now. been pretty good the way they're handling the new Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge. We're pretty excited that people are having great results going in there, and it's not being, I think, as crowded as people. They're really handling it well. We had such an exciting time with our friend Kat Silva. Now, Kat and I worked together many years ago. She doesn't work with me at the current moment, but we've been putting together. I started talking to her like 2 years ago. And so this is her first trip down there. And she was so anxious and going crazy with this hurricane that's heading towards Florida right now. And it is horrible. We've been down there. We have some experience with hurricanes in Disney World. One of our big trips down to the Polynesian, we were there during one of the hurricanes. Disney World handles them very well, but if the Orlando airport's not open, you obviously cannot fly in there. We don't want anyone to go when there is a safety risk. But Kat decided to fly down early. She flew down to today's Sunday. So excited she got down there. She ended up, Mama found her 2 extra days at the All-Stars. So she's down there 2 days early, and I think she's going to have a great time. So we're so excited. Mom, Judy, and Kat have been working really hard on this trip. I can't wait to watch and listen of all her experiences. I'm hoping she gets into Star Wars tomorrow. So Kat, we are thinking about you, kid, and we're so excited that you're down there early. I think you're just going to have a great time, and the storm is not going to be a problem. We're praying for you. So very exciting that Kat is down there, and we can't wait to hear again all this week. Well, hey, if you've got any questions for me, you can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. I love hearing from you guys. It's a goal for me to talk individually with all my listeners, and I get feedback on the podcast. I love helping you with your trips. So if you want to try me again, there's a challenge we're doing this week on Voxer. So download the app, start chatting with me. I'll definitely reply back to you, and then you could win that 8x10 picture also. And if you want to just chat with me on the phone or Skype or FaceTime, just reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. If you're a podcaster and you'd like to have me as a guest on your show, come on, reach out to me, and we'll set something up. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. Awesome. Sorry, I remember I was talking about that. I was thinking that you're the one I was talking to about that. Awesome. All right. Let me just get your notes. Are you excited?
I am. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, I know. I get that a lot. I'm very intimidating.
Oh, no.
You'll do great. Just talking like you're sharing with a friend.
All right.
Have fun with it. Tell me all the good stories.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Take a sip of my wine.
Yeah, I've got some too.
Oh, yeah? What kind you got?
It's a Pinot Noir. I think it's a Bone. I can't remember the name of it. But we've kind of been enjoying those some, so.
Well, we ought to be good and ready then. I just had a sip. I'll tell you what mine is once I get this thing started. All right. Someone just mentioned me in the Facebook group. Okay, I get distracted. Let me read. That's cute. All right. Jamie, do you like using is that your maiden name in the Facebook?
Yeah, you can just do Jamie Givens. That's fine without the battle.
You got it. I sometimes assume that, but then I've been wrong too.
Yeah.
I know Facebook forces you to put your maiden name, doesn't it, or something like that?
Well, I think it did. And I was Jamie Battle on there for a while, and I've kind of reconnected with some people that I went to elementary school when we lived in Texas. So that's part of the reason I have it on there. But I thought about taking it off because I've been married for
forever.
12 years. Yeah, for a long time now. So, but
awesome.
Just hadn't done it.
All right, Jamie, I'm ready. I'm just messing around here. Okay. Thinking of what I'm going to open up with. There you go. Jamie. Nice job.
Thank you.
Good stuff. There's a lot of unique stuff in there. Awesome. Good job. I love it. And I'm glad you get to go so much. So this will probably be like episode 302.
Okay.
So I just released 298. So you're like 4 away from this coming out.
Okay.
I have
sounds good.
299 is recorded. We recorded 300 last week. Recorded 301 last week. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to squirrel away a few episodes. Seems like I got another one booked later this week. I've got a bunch of people that want to come on the show. So I don't know what I'm going to start doing.
Well, I'm glad that I got to come on and talk to you.
I'm so glad too. Yeah, and I have been thinking as people reach out to me, I'm probably going to prioritize, quite honestly, clients from our travel agency and Patreon supporters. And you think about it, there's only 52 weeks in a year. And if I have, my daughter and Holly do a topic kind of show, and I have EJ and Jennifer kind of do a travel agent kind of show, that only leaves like 25 spots open,
Right.
So, and that's 100 almost.
Right.
But no, I don't ever, that part kind of scares me a little bit because I like having the everyday listener come on too. So I don't know. I don't have time to do more shows though. So unless I start, I don't want to do more shows anyway. I think, I don't want to overwhelm the user with too much stuff too. So.
Right. I look forward to Mondays and getting to listen because that's my day off work, and so when I run all my errands, I get to listen to the podcast.
I love hearing that. Thank you so much for all the praise. And do you listen to any other shows, Jamie?
I haven't. I've listened to a few from listening to you and listening to some of the ones. So
I've been on mine,
but I haven't. Right. I haven't really subscribed to anybody else. So
thanks. Exists out there. So you'll hear me talk about some other ones coming up here too, as I'm going to be guests on.
Yeah, I enjoy listening to them when you're on there as a guest. So I listened to the one on the Inner Circle that you put on there already, from the
yeah, did you like that one?
Good. Yeah, and I listened to Kevin Curtis Allen on there too. So I did like his podcast style more. I think you said something about the music in the background, and his is a good degree to me versus some of the other ones that I've listened to. But I like them.
I like them. Yeah, I got another guy who's been following me, and I talked to him on Facebook Live, Behind the Ears, I think it's called. I'm going to bring them on my show, and then I'll probably be on his. And then, all right, Jamie, thanks so much for coming on the show.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.